What's up, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk Michael back at it again with another Chicago Bears video. By the time I get my new place, I will be telling you guys that this will be my permanent place, but for now you're gonna have to deal with the potential two setups of mine where it's me at my because I'm at my parents' place, and you're gonna have to deal with just me going back and forth. So let's react to our old good friend, and you already know RJ. He's a Giants fan. He does the Unfiltered Sports podcast with CEO. If y'all don't know who he is, he's a Giants fan, by the way. So let's get that out of the way. And he made a take at the beginning of the season saying that Justin Fields would rise and the Bears would rise again. And because Justin Fields did not meet his expectations, now his opinion is the Bears need to draft a quarterback. So, um, I'm going to watch the video, and I want everyone to realize this. I'm going to put the link in the description if y'all want to go criticize RJ's take on the Chicago Bears. So, uh, yeah. So, hold on. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to watch his video, and I'm going to pause when I feel like I need to debunk something that he said. So, everybody get your popcorn ready, get your cookies ready, get your snacks ready because we're going to watch Mr. RJ Sports Talk video on the Chicago Bears. He says the Bears need to trade Justin Fields. But before we attack him, folks, let's hear him out.
All right, what's good, man? Let's get into it. So, at this time, the NFL season is pretty much kind of dead until next week when the Super Bowl's happening. So, I want to talk about the team that has the first overall pick in the NFL draft, and that will be the Chicago Bears. And I just have one question for the Chicago Bears. What are y'all doing? I just got one question for you guys. What are you guys doing?
We, RJ, are we are doing this Caleb Williams stuff to build up a trade interest of any team, your team included, that needs a quarterback. Let's continue.
Now, granted, I hope you guys do mess up on this draft because I would love for Caleb Williams to fall to my New York Football Giants.
You would love Caleb Williams to go in a terrible situation and you would set him up to failure. And I want everyone to hear this quickly. And this is why I think RJ brainwashes y'all into thinking that this is a quarterback league, and if you need to strike lightning and you need to hit, it's basically lightning in a bottle all over again. But why would you want Caleb Williams to go in a terrible situation? And Ryan Poles, who was probably looking to fleece another franchise, you really want Caleb Williams in a bad situation where he doesn't succeed? And you already saw what the Panthers are doing with Bryce Young. Bryce Young is in a terrible situation, and I don't care about this whole CJ Stroud would have never made a difference on the Panthers. Maybe a little bit of a difference, but not like a overall difference because that situation is bad. And Caleb Williams may be a quote unquote generational talent, which we'll get into my reason into believing that he is not a generational talent. Even if he is, that's not going to matter because you guys will be trashed next year if you do indeed trade with us.
But this channel is a sports channel, and I have to be unbiased as possible. And
do you?
I have to talk about you guys being idiots and being clowns for actually considering keeping Justin Fields. Now, before we start this video, I have to give a little disclaimer.
All right, before he gets into his disclaimer, which honestly I don't, the Bears would be absolute art idiots for considering to keep Justin Fields. This and you forget to put in context why they have the first overall pick because the Carolina Panthers had a terrible year, which is the reason why they have the first overall pick. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I lost my train of thought, but I lost my train of thought. But you,
Let me put it on my screen right now, actually, as I speak. I was dead wrong about Justin Fields. For anybody who's going to clown me, look up this video where I say Justin Fields is a future MVP. The Bears
see, RJ, this is where I got you where you're standing. Justin Fields didn't meet your expectations, and now you're mad at now your opinion has changed on him, which is why I say RJ has y'all fooled because he thinks that this is a quarterback league, and if you don't have a quarterback, you're gonna suck. His belief is Caleb Williams can come into a franchise and save any franchise that he would want to.
will rise again. I was completely wrong.
Also, I went back to my train of thought. The Bears keeping Justin Fields, they are basically going to do the same thing that they did last year. They're turning a first overall pick into multiple assets of being future picks that could help them in the near future.
The Bears won't rise again. The Bears are dead. It is hibernation season for the Bears. They suck. They are beyond horrible. With a talented team, you have DJ Moore, what's his name? Khalil Herbert, Cole Kmet.
Khalil Herbert, as much as I love Khalil Herbert, um, I don't think he's a top 10 running back. Maybe he may have potential to be, I'm not sure. But Khalil Herbert is, mm, I'll say this about Khalil Herbert. Could he be top 10? Absolutely. But he has a lot of question marks. And he was on the chopping block when Dante Foreman was killing it before Dante Foreman was out there due to personal reasons.
Good offensive line.
Our offensive line was not that good, RJ. And I'm not saying that they were bad. This offensive line is more improved than it was in 2022 ish, but the offensive line, the thing that we need in the draft is a left tackle and a center, which is good that we trade that first overall pick so we can acquire um both of those positions either in the first round, second round, third round, whatever. So
Mooney, who's a great number 2 or a good number 2.
Mooney regressed this year, bro. As much as I love Mooney, and I was totally wrong about Mooney being a number 2 after the whole Chase Claypool thing like blew up in our faces. I was expecting Darnell Mooney to be solid for the Bears, but he has regressed. And I don't want to hear it's because of Justin Fields. Two things can be true at the same time. The play calling could be awful, and Darnell Mooney, basically, RJ, if you watch any Bears games, which I highly doubt you do, you would see that Darnell Mooney did not meet the expectations of a number 2 receiver. Why do you think Bears fans, which you'll get into a second, want Marvin Harrison Jr. to have a complimentary receiver behind DJ Moore?
2 at least. And can't do anything. The main culprit is, well, I'll say this. Matt Eberflus deserves some credit, but the main culprit is Justin Fields. Justin Fields flat out sucks. He's beyond horrible. I have never seen a quarterback be so bad.
So let me tell you something. With the way this dude is talking about Justin Fields, it's like he's Johnny Manziel, Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, Mike Glennon. Who else am I thinking of? Like there are beyond worse quarterbacks. Was it Tim Couch? I mean, is there any Zach Wilson? Mitch Trubisky. And I don't want to hear, at least Trubisky got the Bears to the playoffs. We went to the playoffs despite of him.
It's just bad on the fact that the guy runs into sacks.
That only happened one time, sir. Like RJ. I know you don't watch film at all. Go look, go take time out of your day. Search up on YouTube Chase Daniel, where he breaks the plays down and basically will tell you, even though just he'll criticize Fields, he'll point out the terrible play designs that that Luke Getsy did for the Chicago Bears.
Literally, like Justin Fields will literally have a wide open lane. He'll have 2-3 wide open wide receivers and not throw the ball, run around like he's Bo Jackson back in the 90s in Madden and run into a sack. Beyond horrible. Justin Fields ain't it. And the simple fact that I see Bears like drafts, like mock drafts, where the Bears might trade away that first round pick or trade down for that first round pick and take Marvin Harrison Jr. and keep Fields. I'm sorry. What is Marvin Harrison Jr. going to do for you? And I'm not saying Marvin Harrison Jr. sucks. Marvin Harrison is an animal.
Dude, you just said why he would be good. Marvin Harrison is literally being compared to Calvin Johnson. Literally everything you would want for a quarterback, regardless who it is. Marvin Harrison is that dude. And I want the Bears to take him regardless who our quarterback is for next year. But you can't have one without the other. Basically, when the Bears had the first overall pick and the second overall pick, that would have been the perfect time to draft both Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison. But it's like you have to have one. And I hate to tell you this, RJ. If the Bears do trade Justin Fields, they're not going to get much out of him. A second and a third round pick, and there's a lot of holes the on the Chicago Bears that you do not, because you think that the Bears have a talented team and they just don't have a quarterback. Like you're viewing the Chicago Bears as a quarterback away from being good. And that's not true. We need a center, we need a left guard, we need an edge rusher, we need a safety because Eddie Jackson regressed. This team needs a lot of things, and you don't know RG, you don't know my GM like I do. He said, and I quote, he wants to build a team for the draft, and basically he doesn't want to sign like overpay free agents like Ryan Pace would back in the day, but Ryan Poles basically wants to build through the draft. And I'm not sure if you watched the press conference at the end of the season. Matt Eberflus actually dropped it. He said Justin Fields will continue to grow as we grow as a team. They don't just say that for no reason. And I get it. General managers lie all the time, but at the same time, I don't think Ryan Poles is lying because I haven't heard him lie to the media once. If he did, tell me if I'm not aware of it. But Ryan Poles has not lied to the media. He's been perfectly honest.
He is great. Dude's gonna be phenomenal in the league. No ifs, ands, and buts about
Dude,
it.
basically,
Well, I believe he will be.
You just said it, bro.
I watched Marvin Harrison his whole career with OSU, even when he was with
He wasn't with Justin Fields.
Fields. He's not going to help Justin Fields.
Yes,
Justin Fields just sucks. He cannot play the quarterback position. And the simple fact, you have mock drafts saying the Bears might trade away that first pick and pass up on Caleb Williams. Are you stupid? Are you stupid or dumb, Chicago? Are you stupid or dumb? Pick one. Just pick one. Or maybe even both. Now, granted, once again, little disclaimer, I am a Giants fan, so I want this to happen because I would love for Jaden Daniels or Caleb to fall to my New York Football Giants, you know what I'm saying? Or I would like to trade our pick to get that number one pick to get Caleb Williams. But I digress. You're going to pass up on a generational talent.
Okay, this is where I have to stop you. Caleb is not a generational talent. He's not. God, I can't like I'm gonna have to upload a separate video to this, call this the generational syndrome, because it's people like RJ and he brainwashes his fucking fans to think that Caleb Williams is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and any team that would pass up on him are dumb idiots. Go look at Caleb Williams stats in the second half of the year, right after during that Notre Dame game. I guarantee you, Caleb Williams' stats are way beyond terrible. And you crown this guy as a generational talent. At least Trevor Lawrence was lining up Clemson was lining up with Clemson at the time. At least Johnny Manziel was killing it at the time. At least, I mean, we don't even need to talk about Andrew Luck, how he was a generational talent. Caleb Williams is not generational. He may not even be the first overall pick. It could be Drake May. It could be Jalen Daniels. It could even be Bo Nix. All of them have better stats than Caleb Williams. And I don't want to hear that Caleb Williams had a bad team around him, because I think his receivers and team around him were fine, because when Caleb Williams sat out the last game of the year, his backup performed way better than he did. 6 touchdowns, and I believe only like 2 interceptions that game. That should tell you something, that the backup performed even way better than Caleb Williams did.
For Justin Fields? For Justin Fields, who should be working at McDonald's right now.
Good joke.
He might mess up the burgers. That's probably why he's not working there now. I've watched a lot of Chicago Bears games. Anytime they're on prime time. By the way, the NFL, can you stop putting the Bears on prime time? No one cares about the Bears. This ain't the 1980s. This ain't 1985. It's not even the 2000s when they had Jake Cutler and Brandon Marshall and Matt Forte and them boys. And Devin Hester. No one cares about the Bears. No one cares about. There's no rivalry between the Bears and the Packers. The Packers own the Bears. We're sick and tired of watching Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and now Jordan Love own the Bears. Stop putting them on prime time. They're not a historical team. Little kids don't know anything about the Bears. I don't know anything about the Bears. No one knows anything about the Bears, and no one cares that they won 9 championships back in the 50s when they had like 5 teams in the league. But that's besides the point. Justin Fields ain't it. You're gonna pass up on Caleb Williams for Justin Fields, which I don't understand. Caleb Williams, could he bust? Yes. Do I believe he will bust? No. Well, depending on the scenario he goes to, no. But at the same time, I'd rather take the potential of Caleb Williams than know what I have with Justin Fields. We know.
Okay. Hot take. Caleb Williams will not be the best quarterback in this draft class. Am I saying he'll be like a complete bust? Like, no. But I won't be surprised if Drake May ends up doing better than Caleb Williams. Because look at Caleb Williams' stats, folks. I'm not lying. He had a terrible year, and obviously you got dumb fucks like RJ brainwashing y'all into thinking that he is going to save the Chicago Bears from being poverty. And basically, it's like every 3 years, like, we use the term generational on so many quarterbacks, and they end up not living to it, besides the exception of Andrew Luck and also RJ. I'll throw another stat to you, because I want the Bears to win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. I'm pretty sure all of us want to see our team win a Super Bowl. But at the same time, do you want to know the last person that has ever won a Super Bowl that's been drafted to the first overall pick? Was Peyton Manning. Every quarterback since then has yet to win a Super Bowl.
No, Justin Fields sucks. He's not going to get any better. He's peaked. He's just everything Justin Fields is what people think Lamar is, a running quarterback. Lamar actually can read defenses. He can throw. Granted, Lamar in the playoffs, is yet to be seen, but at least Lamar's proven that he can go to an AFC Championship game. Lamar's about to win back-to-back MVPs. Well, he's about to win 2 MVPs.
You don't even know
Justin Fields is never going to be that. Justin Fields not even good as Jalen Hurts. He's not even as good as Dak.
You put Justin, and I hate and I'm going to say this, and this is a hot take. If you put Justin Fields on the Cowboys this year, I guess we're going by last year. If you put Justin Fields on the Cowboys and Eagles, I think he would be fine.
And Kurt, he's not even at that level. And you guys know how I feel about Dak and Kurt. Are we even sure he's as good as Russell Wilson? Like Justin Fields cannot even
Yes.
game manage a team. And you're gonna pass up on Caleb Williams? The potential of Caleb Williams? And I get Matt Eberflus is a clown. He needs to be fired immediately. Matt Eberflus, he's another one that needs to be working at McDonald's.
Okay, am I guilty of wanting Matt Eberflus fired of last last year? Yes. I'm kind of guilty of that, but he's kind of proven me wrong because he turned around the defense. But RJ, man, this defense is doing good under Matt Eberflus. And it's kind of hard to give it up. I'm guilty of this as well because I wanted Jim Harbaugh, but I understood why we kept Matt Eberflus because of the defense playing well under him. But RJ, we can't we couldn't get rid of somebody that turned around our defense when it was completely awful.
But at the same time, giving Justin Fields DJ Moore and giving Justin Fields Marvin Harrison is not going to help him. He's just not good. And let me tell you, Chicago, let me tell you something. Now, granted, once again, little disclaimer, I want you guys to do this. I want Caleb, or at
And
worst,
why
I want
are
Jaden
you doing a
Daniels.
video on this?
But Chicago, I'm going to tell you exactly what might happen next year. One or two things are going to happen.
All right, let's hear it.
Either A, Justin Fields falls flat on his face, and you guys pick in the top 5 again, and you guys definitely will take a quarterback next year. Or B, and this is the worst case scenario. Everybody's heard me in the beginning of this video. I'm a Giants fan. I am a Giants fan. I had to sit and watch my delusional fan base, my idiotic, dumb fan base, tell me that Daniel Jones was a franchise quarterback just for us to overpay for him because he had a mid-season, and now we're stuck with him for next year, for this year and next year on a bum ACL and wasting $40 million. When anybody with a brain could see anybody with a brain could see Just Fields ain't good, but anybody with a brain could see Daniel Jones wasn't it. But we gave him that long leash. We gave him that long leash, and now look at us. We suck. We're picking back in the top 5 because Daniel Jones sucks. And I said all that to say this. Bears fans, don't end up.
Okay. I'm not a Giants fan. As y'all know, this is a Chicago sports talk channel. I'm not a Giants fan, but I know Daniel Jones was way beyond the Giants' issues. I'm going to explain why. You guys didn't have a proven receiver. That's number one. Number two, your offensive line was actually might if it's not the worst offensive line, it's the worst offensive line of all time in NFL history. I didn't think Jay Cutler's offensive line was as bad. And this is why, once again, RJ brainwashes y'all into thinking that all you need is a quarterback. No, RJ, you need a team first before you worry about the quarterback. That's all you need to do. And do I think you guys will take a quarterback? Yes, I do think you guys will end up taking a quarterback. It's been well aware, but at the same time, RJ, it's like you're comparing Justin Fields and comparing the Justin Fields situation to the Daniel Jones situation. Daniel Jones was on his last year of his contract because they declined the 5th-year option. Justin Fields, if they pick up the 5th-year option, because they have a chance to pick up his 5th-year option. If they do decide to pick up his 5th-year option, he does not have to be a free agent. The Chicago and that situation is different. It's basically like comparing like a Toyota to a Lamborghini. Like there's nothing different.
Like my Giants. Don't end up like my Giants. Don't give this bum a long enough leash for next year and give him Marvin Harrison and give him DJ Moore. And he has a mid to decent season. You guys overpay for him. And then the next year in 2025, you suck. And God forbid if you guys win a playoff game. God forbid you guys
winning a playoff game since 2011, since I was in elementary, is enough to say, bro.
A playoff game. Because if you do, I can imagine what that contract is going to look like. Even $40 million is too much for Daniel Jones and Justin Fields.
Quarterbacks get paid a lot of money, RJ.
Listen,
Surprised
Bears,
you don't know that.
just accept the fact that Fields is a bust and move on.
No,
And let's look at it from, because I'm being negative.
I do believe if Justin Fields was on a different franchise, he'll excel.
Let's look at it from the positive side of this. And I like Justin Fields. I like his
No, you
mentality.
don't.
I just don't think he
No,
can lay a
no, no,
quarterback
no, you
position. I
don't,
just don't
RJ.
think
You turn your back on me.
I don't know if it's him. It's him, and the other
It's
part
Luke
is the
Getson.
organization ruined him by putting bums around him like Eberflus and Matt and Nagy. But hypothetically speaking, say like Justin Fields is salvageable. Say like he's salvageable. Say like you can save Justin Fields. It's not going to be with Chicago. It is not going to be with Chicago because Chicago's just a dysfunctional organization at this point. Well, I won't say dysfunctional. Well, you guys got Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles just seems to be a good GM. Now, Ryan Poles, don't make me knock points off of you if you pass up on Caleb for this bum
I'll
on my
get prepared
screen,
to knock
Justin
off
Fields.
points.
But it's not going to be with the Bears. He cannot be saved with the Bears. Send him to Atlanta. Send him to the Broncos. Send him to I don't know, Washington.
And
With
if Caleb busts that
Eric
resorts to
Bieniemy.
Ryan Poles.
Send him somewhere else where he will be salvageable. If you care about Justin Fields at all, or you want to get the best package, either way, there should be
You're
no
not
way
getting
you
a
guys should
good
be
package
trading
out of
that
Justin
first
Fields.
overall pick, and there's no way you should be trading to get Marvin Harrison and to keep Justin Fields, because guess what? It's one of the two things is gonna happen. Either A, Justin Fields balls out or has a mid-season, you guys overpay for him, or B, Justin Fields, falls flat on his face, and you guys are right back in the predicament. You wasted a year, DJ Moore, and Marvin Harrison. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? I want to make a video on this because NFL season's kind of dead right
now. All right, that's about it. So help you, and I'm gonna leave his video in the link in the description if you want to go like criticize him, which I encourage you to, because RJ just loves to brainwash people into thinking that this is a quarterback league, and really did a 27-minute video on this. Holy shit. But anyways, that's all for today's video. As always, thanks for watching.